Wow. You know, I'm really very excited. And I would say it's an understatement. Because honestly, from my heart, I really do love you.
I love you too, my dear. Well, I brought you here to present you to my father, the king. Because very soon you're going to be my wife. Well, he has not been able to present me as the crown prince because I have not presented to him the woman I'm going to marry. So, when I eventually do that, and I bet you by next week, an occasion will be called where I'll be presented as the heir apparent to the throne. And when I eventually become the king after my father, you shall become the queen of Umuna Kingdom.
Wow. Yes. A queen? Oh my God. I have never... God. I mean, this is so romantic. I have never in my life thought myself as a queen before, you know.
My dear, you're far more than a queen.
Oh, thank you.
Do you know what actually attracted me to you the first time I saw you?
What?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes? Good morning. How may I help you?
Oh, my name is Collins, and I presume you work here?
Yes, I work here. Well, as you can see, it's work hour and I have to run.
Oh, just hold on, okay? I can tell you're busy, but I'm sorry to bother you further. If you don't mind, I'd like you to do me a favor. Can I have your card? So I can call you later today. Yeah, this is mine.
This is mine. My name is Helen, Head of Credit, Joma Savings and Loan Nigerian PLC. Yes, one more thing. If you do call me, make it strictly business, okay?
Thank you. What a voice. What a physique. What a lady. Yeah. What attracted me to you was your physique.
Oh. I didn't tell me.
No, I'm serious. You look every inch like my late mother.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes. Before my father got married to her, she was an air hostess working with the British Caledonian Airways. Everything about her defines nobility. But she died after my 18th birthday.
Oh God, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's just change this topic. I don't want to cry before your father comes here, okay?
So as I speak with you, I still see my mother. But I thank God you're here now, so that's what matters most. And I'm happy because very soon I am going to be your husband. And I'll be rest assured that I will be the happiest man on earth.
So, tell me about your sister.
Oh, her name is Barbara. Barbara is fine. She looks exactly like my father.
That is girl.
Yeah, it is. She lives in the UK and hardly comes to Africa. She is a perfect African woman though. And a workaholic too.
My kind of girl.
And guess what? My father is going to love you more because you are the one that looks like his late wife.
Stop it. You're good with words. Stop it.
My father. Onyeze.
Onyeze. Thank you.
You may sit.
Do you ever realize that I am your father? That is why I'm asking you to behave like a father to me. Father, you are keeping me in the dark. And I know that responsible fathers do not keep their sons in the dark. I want to know the implied meaning of that statement of yours. Are you saying that I, Chief Atan Obiokoye, am irresponsible? Is that what you are saying?
I am sorry, Father, I have not said that. What I am saying is simple. Father, what is the problem? What has my mother done to you that you find so difficult to discuss and forget? Tell me.
Look, I am not going to warn you again. Let this be the last time you will ever come here to discuss your mother. I have told you your mother is a stranger to me and will never, ever be part of my life again.
I want you to understand something, Father. Helen and I have come of age. We want our parents together. You are single, and our mother is still single. If there is any reason both of you cannot come back together as a couple, you should tell me now. As long as you do not tell me, Father, I will hold it against you as wickedness. That is what it is.
You have called me irresponsible and I kept quiet. Now you call me wicked as well. Why are you so reckless with your choice of words?
Deep down in your heart, you know that what you are doing is wrong. Very wrong, Father.
My son, don't say it as if we are bombarding your fiancé with too many questions. I'm sure you are aware of the fact that nobility has a lot of ingredients. If I must accept her as the future queen of this kingdom and your wife, then I must know her inside out.
Father, who am I to complain? She's already standing before you and doing justice to your questions.
I have no problem with your town of origin. My son can marry from anywhere. He knows that he has no restrictions, and that is why he brought you home in the first place. My only problem with you is that your parents are not living together. May I know what led to their separation?
Well, OZOKWOR, my parents are not divorced. They relate together as a family. It's just that we don't live under the same roof. I live with my father and my brother lives with my mother, but we still relate together as one family.
The throne wants to know the reason they are living separately.
This happened while my brother and I were still very young. The reason is shrouded in utmost secrecy.
So, you confirm that there is a crack in the relationship between your parents, but you don't know the genesis of this crack.
Yes, I confirm there's a crack and I don't know the genesis of the crack.
This woman cannot be the queen of this kingdom, so cannot be your wife.
Father. No, Father, why are you doing this to me? Why? Take a close look at her and you will see your late wife. My mother, the woman that loved you so much to the point of death. Father, why? Father, my soul is already knitted with hers. And I have the feeling that I will be the happiest man on earth with she as my wife. Father, but I don't understand. Why are you relying on the relationship between our parents to deny me the peace that I have found, Father? Why?
don't know what he may have promised you. But I am talking to you as the king. You cannot end up being his wife, so you cannot be queen here. This is the verdict of the king, and it is sacrosanct. Father, why?
Why would he take such a harsh decision? Why? Why would the king walk out on me and my queen? Why?
She's not your queen.
And I'm telling you right now that she's my queen. And I'm going to get married to her. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you people can do about that.
It can happen in another land. But here in Omuna Kingdom, it cannot happen. A lady from a broken marriage can never be the queen. It's not done anywhere. As you can see, the king has already declared his verdict. And his verdict remains irrevocable. One thing I have to tell you. I recognize the office of the king as the highest office in the land. And where the king stands, there I remain.
Helen! Helen! Just listen to me. And listen attentively. Chokeke, if I lose this girl, I promise you, I will turn this kingdom into dust. Helen! Hey, Helen! Helen!
Please, you have to let me go.
Listen to me. See, why are you doing this to me?
Listen.
Helen, come on. See, I brought you here because I want you to see my father. Okay? You have a future here right now and you belong here. Don't you get it?
I don't belong here. I just really have to go, right? I don't belong here. I'm not a child, all right? I know what happened in there. I know. I have to go.
Helen, okay, please listen to me, please. Now, why don't you give me a few minutes? Let me discuss with my father. He knows this is my life. This is all about me. See, listen, my father cannot dictate to me.
You know what? You know my office. You can always come there, right?
Oh, we're saying the same thing. Come on. Helen. Okay, you just calm down, okay? And listen to me. You can't live without me. I brought you here because I wanted to introduce you to my father. And I did. We were living together. Come on.
You know what? I'm fine. I know my way out of here. You don't have to worry. I have to go, okay? I really...
But you just can't go. I brought you here to discuss with my father, okay? Helen!
Why are you standing there looking at me as if all hell has broken loose?
And that is exactly what it is, father. All hell has broken loose. You dismiss that girl because you know nothing. Absolutely nothing about her. And I'm here to tell you that no matter what, she is a woman I'm going to marry. Come rain, come shine!
Will you come back here? Are you going to ever denounce your royal inheritance because of a woman from a broken home?
Father, why are you making case out of nothing? Why? That our parents decided not to stay together anymore is no fault of ours. She's an adult that has defined a noble career for herself. Father, we should be civilized enough to judge people based on their individual actions and not what their parents and their forebears did.
My son, the throne of Omuna Kingdom, which by birth is your right, is bigger than all the women on earth put together. Let that throne be your obsession. If you forget all things, do not ever forget that the woman that will eventually end up as your wife and the subsequent queen of this kingdom must come from a decent home. She must also be a role model. That the women of this kingdom will have no reason to undermine her status or even question the sacredness of our upbringing. Your Excellency, sir, I'm always at your service.
I am not comfortable with this look on your face. What is the matter with you?
You and your husband are daring us. And I can tell you immediately that my patient is on the verge of busting out.
Oh. I don't understand what you mean by that.
Your husband, who is my father, lives in this town. You, my mother, live in the same town. He is single and you are single. I mean, why are you cursing us? No, why are you laying this curse on us? Why are you punishing us with your lifestyle?
Wait a minute. I don't understand what you mean by punishing you with our lifestyle. What lifestyle are you talking about? And are you referring to your father?
I am referring to the both of you. Huh? I am referring to the both of you. What is the reason of your separation that is so difficult for you to talk about? What?
Listen to me. Listen, I have told you before, and I am saying it again. I don't want to discuss anything about Chief Athan Obiokole. He remains the worst mistake I ever made in my life as a woman. And every day that breaks, I regret ever getting married to him.
You know where I'm coming from?
How would I know?
I am coming from the palace of Umuna Kingdom. The prince, the heir apparent to the throne, saw me, fell in love with me, proposed to me, and things were going so well. And he brought me to present me to the king as his wife-to-be. And you know what happened? Your lifestyle ruined everything for me.
I don't understand. What have we done?
The king looked me in the eye and told me that I would never be his son's wife-to-be because I am from a broken home.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, my dear. Believe me, my girl, I am sorry. But you have to blame your father.
I don't want to blame anybody, okay? I want you to pick up your phone and call him for reconciliation.
Over my dead body. Hi, Selena will never lift up my phone to call Chief Athan Obiokole. He is the architect of this whole problem. And I have already made up my mind that I will remain a single woman for the remaining days of my life.
Mommy, listen, okay? I know that you love him. And I also know that he loves you too. I know that you've been monitoring his movement to know if he's sleeping with other women. Why not just pick up your phone and end this foolishness?
Listen to me, Helen. This whole thing you call foolishness has lasted for over 20 years. And you stand here thinking that one single call will end it all. No! It's not possible.
You can just try. I mean, there is still time for this, okay?
Listen to me, my dear. I'm sorry. It will never start with me because I was never the one that initiated this problem. And your father has remained someone that can never make peace. And me, I am not willing to undermine my pride by begging the man that refuses to see beyond his nose. You know what? This place is yours. You can stay for as long as you want and leave anytime you want.
Both of you are just the same.
No. Oh, no. My name is Selena. I am just a humble woman from a humble background. Your father capitalized on the timidity of my humble heart and inflicted deep wound in my spirit. I leave God Almighty to judge him.
This has been my problem. My father and my mother are separated, and none of them is willing to hear about reconciliation. They are still in love with one another, but none is willing to start the process. Getting them to explain the exact reason for the breakup is something we have not succeeded in getting them to do. Oh my God.
To a good life. Hey. Hey, sweetheart, look at me. What's wrong? Come on, tell me, what's wrong? Oh, Jesus, not again. Look, we've been through this before. Okay, fine. I accept there are many women out there. But I'm not seeing them. I don't see them because you are the one I love. You are the one I want to be with. And that is why I have proposed to you. Why don't you want to accept me?
Honey, don't talk like that. You break my heart when you talk like that. You know that I love you. I love you so very much.
Okay, so if you love me, what's stopping you? Why don't you just say yes? Accept my proposal, I'll talk to your parents, I'll go see them, and we kick it off from there.
I can't say yes. It's not that simple. I cannot say yes when I know it's impossible. It won't work.
It won't work? What do you mean it won't work? We've not even started. How would you know it won't work? Home, but I don't want you to go.
Oh, honey, but you know I have to go. But this was a nice outing, you know. The kind I won't forget in a hurry.
You know, I'm thinking beyond this point.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a life with you.
Honey, I feel the same way too. I must admit, I'm elated.
Should I tell you the truth? I feel like, I don't know, I see you like my mother. My mother. I love you.
You are unique. I love you awesomely. Come here. Okay, I have to go.
All right.
All right.
You be good for me.
I will. You too.
Then he's bringing man home. They're having kissing home.
You're here.
I'm here, my dear. Come and sit down, I want to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
It has come to my notice that you have been fooling around with the son of Chief Atan Obiokoye. I don't know what you have with him, but whatever it is must stop immediately.
I'm sorry, Mother. Do you know him? And why would you want me to stop?
I'm not one of those terrible women that pile undue pressures on their daughters to get married, as if they're suddenly tired of their daughters. As you can see, my dear, I'm not tired of you, okay? And I'm not forcing you to get a suitor urgently. But if you are so desirous of getting married, then you must look for a man that came from a family where the moral content are intact.
Mother, you're confusing me here. Do you know Anthony?
I'm not confusing you, my dear. I just have a few questions for you. Do you know where he lives?
Yes, he stays with his mother.
Good. And do you know where his father lives?
Well, I do know his father stays somewhere in town, but he hasn't taken me to meet him.
And have you ever asked him why his parents were separated?
Mother, why would you want me to ask him that?
See, my daughter, I know this family inside out. That young man's mother's name is Madam Selena.
Okay.
And she was unable to explain to the members of CWO of St. Andrew the reason she left her husband. And she was asked to withdraw from the meeting. The other women that were sanctioned along with her all reconciled with their husbands, except Madam Selena. She doesn't attend our meetings anymore. And if she dies, the members of CWO will not bury her.
Mommy, I'm sorry, but why are you telling me all this? It's not like I have anything to do with Madam Selena.
But you have something to do with his son. And this stupid relationship we're having with him will soon develop into a point where he will ask you to be his bride. And let me tell you something. I will not allow my daughter to ever get married to a man whose mother was sanctioned by the CWO.
You're starting to get me all worked up. Can you talk to me, please? What do you mean it won't work? Tell me.
Well, my mother, she knows your family very well.
Okay. So? Oh, Jesus, are you kidding me? Is that the reason you're saying we'll get married? Huh? Look, everybody knows my family. My father is practically a millionaire in this town. But yeah, hang on, I am not done. My father is so rich. I'm not trying to brag, right? My father is so rich. My father is a millionaire. I'm sure everybody sitting down here, even the waiters, everybody knows my father. So, is that the reason?
Honey, it's not about your family and all the affluence. It's your mother. The members of the CWO of St. Andrews asked your mother to reconcile with her husband or stop coming to their meetings. But she chose to stop coming.
And who has been telling you all this?
My mom. She made it clear to me from the onset that I cannot be your bride.
Your mother said that? Serious than I thought. Wait, hang on. Are you trying to tell me that your mother has judged me based on the problems my parents are having? Is that it?
I'm sorry, Anthony, but you know I can't do anything without my mother. You know that. Just...
Oh. Chief Ethan Obiokoye, Madam Selena. Why are you doing this to me? Why?
Just try and reconcile both of them. I believe a reconciliation will break the whole CWO saga. Can you do that? I believe you can. Please.
Something is bothering my daughter, and I want to hear it.
Father.
Yeah?
How will you cope when I get married?
I have a feeling that somebody is eyeing my daughter. Who is he?
Father, I'm asking you again. How will you cope when I get married?
Well, if any man comes to take you away, I will happily give my blessings, and I know that somehow I will manage.
Daddy, how will you manage as a single man when you have a wife? And what is wrong with the both of you? Can't you all come together and just solve this problem once and for all?
Well, your mother and I are two different entities now. We used to be one, but that was then, not anymore. I will be happy if we change this topic.
You know what? I am sorry to say this, but both of you are behaving like children. Yes, you are behaving like children. All you think about is your ego, and it's unacceptable.
What has come over you? How can you talk to your father with such reckless choice of words?
The prince of Umunna Kingdom took me to the palace today, and the mission was very simple. He wanted to present me to the king as his future wife. If he marries me, I become the queen of that kingdom. You know what? That will never happen, because the king found out that my parents are separated. And he looked me in the eyes and said that I will never be his son's wife-to-be. This is the price I have to pay. This is what I have to go through because I have parents that are not concerned about the future of their children. Good night, Father.
Come back here. I want you to understand that your father is not as inconsiderate as you think. I am not a selfish man who thinks nothing about other people's feelings and interests. Your mother caused the problem that brought about our breakup. And I want you to realize that I am always planning for your future. Don't play into the hands of my detractors.
I don't even know these distractors you're talking about, okay? I don't care. Father, I want to ask you one question, okay? What is so difficult for you to forgive and forget? What has my mother done that is so difficult for you to forgive and forget?
Do you know that this particular question you asked me now was exactly the same question your brother asked me earlier today? Have you been discussing me with your brother?
Dad, would you rather dwell on frivolities than answer the question?
I want you to know that I'm your father and I always want the best for you.
Good night.
Selena was like a saint when I met her. But things changed drastically, and now we have to face the dilemma of telling our children what we agreed to hide forever. What am I going to do?
tell me exactly what your problem is? You're not taking your deal. Why have you suddenly turned to a drunk that drinks every other night? What's the problem?
Both of you have decided to hide it from us. You don't care about the fate of your children. You don't. I leave posterity to judge you.
We're laying curses on your mother?
Curses?
Yes.
Do you know the gravity of the curse you have laid on Helen and I? Do you? I'm asking you, mother, do you? I've resigned to fate. And like I said, I leave posterity to judge you. But know this, both of you have not helped us with your lifestyles. No.
Your husband, who is my father, lives in this town. You, my mother, live in the same town. He is single and you are single. I mean, why are you cursing us? No, why are you laying this curse on us? Why are you punishing us with your lifestyle?
Your sister was here earlier in the day.
I know. She told me. She tells me everything. I've said this before, and I am still saying it again, Mother. If she ends up taking her own life because of these problems, her blood will run after you for the rest of your life.
The problem at hand is not what I can handle, even if I wanted to. Your father it was that brought us to this point. And if there's anybody to bring us out of it, it surely must be him.
Can you be my mother for once?
I don't know what you mean by that. I've always been your mother.
I will tell you. Tell me what transpired between you and my father. Mother, I know that both of you were in love and I don't know, it just beats me. I'm just thinking, what could make two people who were so much in love suddenly decide it's best for them to go their separate ways?
Too many questions.
I know, Mother. Too many questions, and I want answers to all of them. Look, oh Jesus, I don't even know what to say. Look at me, Mother. Every night I just sit down here drinking. Mother, this thing is affecting our children. And I want us to deal with it right now.
Too many questions and yet no answers.
Mother, look, Mother, if we dig deep, we'll find the answers to all these problems. Oh, Mother, I've seen your pictures with Dad when the going was good, when everything was okay. Oh, you were so much in love, both of you. You guys were knitted as one. Oh, please, talk to me, Mother. You can talk to me. I'm your son. What caused this separation? Please.
When I was growing up as a school girl, I had many plans for myself.
Oh, the same thing with me. You see, young brains are always packed with plans and ideas of what they are going to be living in the future. Okay? So if I may ask you a question, do you mind telling me your plans when you were in school?
No, you're the man. You have to tell me yours first.
No. It is actually ladies first before men. So, tell me your plans.
Okay. I always know I'll be a mother.
Good.
An excellent mother for my kids.
Good.
A dedicated wife to my husband.
Wow.
And a pillar for my family.
Beautiful.
But it was difficult for me to settle for the exact kind of man I want. I know I want a man who will always be there for me and my family. You have proved to be more than what I want.
Good.
And every other day that passes by, I thank God for bringing you my way. And one thing I know for sure is that I will never let you down.
And I promise I will never let you down too.
Thank you.
I don't know exactly what you remembered, But I feel you may have remembered some of the good times. The wonderful times you shared with my father. And that is why you are crying. Why not end the madness? Reconcile with the man you once loved.
You and your sister will never understand. I prefer to leave things the way they are. Your father, it was that ruined what we shared. I don't want to continue with this discussion.
Please don't go, please. Whatever they are hiding, something dreadful and appalling. It is possible it will destroy the family when discussed. But they ought to have known that I have grown into a man. They should know that I can be trusted.
I loved Atham with all my heart, and he knew I was totally committed to our relationship. I have never denied him anything. He suddenly forgot all that we shared and called me names. Now that our children are demanding to know what actually happened, would Atham have the boldness to tell them what actually happened?
Oh, Jesus, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with my parents? What?
Don't know what he may have promised you, but I am talking to you as the king. You cannot end up being his wife, so you cannot be queen here. This is the verdict of the king, and it is sacrosanct.
Why is she punishing me like this? Why is she not taking my calls? Helen, why are you not taking my calls? I am sorry about what happened. You should know that I love you, and that's what matters most.
Collins, I am very sorry, okay? I really don't want to go through all this. I know you love me and I love you so much, but the truth is you are a prince. I listened to everything your father said, and I know where the problem is.
Oh, come on, honey. There is no problem here. See, this whole thing has to do with me, okay? I need you to stick to me. I promise you I'm going to solve this.
Listen. Collins, okay? I don't want you to disobey your father because of me, okay? I am not worth it.
No, you're worth more than that, baby. So my mother used to tell me something, that nothing good comes easy. Helen, love, this marriage is certainly going to work. And I need you to make it work.
Listen, Collins, okay? I'm so sorry, but I have to do this right now, and you have to forgive me. I have to drop this call.
Hello. You can see, you?
Oh, I'm fine. Just work, yes.
Always hardworking.
Yes.
And that is the reason why I love you so much.
Thank you.
So, honey, are you ready?
Oh, lunch?
Of course, lunch.
Oh my God. Sorry. I can't do lunch. I have a lot of work. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No, baby, come on, don't say that, okay? I know we have a date.
I know that we have a date, but I have a lot of work to do. Look at, I'm the head of credits in this company, and I have to confirm all these documents before I leave. It's a lot of work. Look at all those documents.
Oh, sweetheart, I left all I was doing because I already had it in mind that we have a date.
I know.
So can't this wait?
Listen, sweetie. Very soon we'll be one big happy family.
Oh, yeah?
We have a lot of lunches ahead of us, okay? But right now I have to work. I'm sorry, okay?
Ever before I met Helen, I had met several other women. But there's something in Helen that others don't have. It is unfortunate that my father refused to understand the consuming power of love. I don't know what I'm going to do.
This is not doing me any good. All my dreams are gone. My hope and future are shattered. Please tell me what.
Yeah. Listen to me, Jeremy. You see, before the federal government revoked that contract, I had already run a deficit of 600 million naira of my own money. I did not complain to anybody because I knew we committed blunder by not following the due process. Now that the contract had been re-awarded to you, and you have to continue from where I stopped, is it not only natural that you pay me back what I spent?
Chief Okoye, listen, what you're asking is impossible.
So you actually want to damn me, eh? Do you want me to grind your company to a halt? Look, I don't want to join issues with you, but if you decide not to be a gentleman in this matter, I will have no choice than to prove to you that I know everybody that ought to be known in this country.
Chief Okoye, do you realize I was the one that called you?
Then I expect you to be reasonable in your offer. You called me because you know that I'm not afraid of challenging anything in court. You know that I was going to challenge your company, and you know that you are going to lose. The only way to hold me down is to pay me what I spent.
Chief Okoye, the management have approved the sum of 300 million. But with the veto power I have as the president of the company, I have added 100 million, making it 400 million. And that is all we can pay.
Well, what I can read from your submission is that you are ready to do business. And I am going to communicate to you as a businessman. You will pay me 500 million naira for the efforts I made on the site. Then you can continue without any interference from me.
Chief Okoye, the approval of the company came from the studying of the submission of surveyors we hired to quantify the job which you did. I don't even, as I'm speaking with you right now, I don't even know how to present to the company or tell them what I did. But I did it because of our relationship. So please.
Now listen to me, Jeremy. Just give me 2 days to think about this. I will surely call you back.
2 days.
Okay. All right. This is business in its pure form. You know, I spent roughly 250 million naira on that site. And now they are offering me 400 million naira, and I know they are going to come up still.
Sad.
Huh?
Very sad. Very sad that you think money is everything. Only thing that matters to you is money.
You don't understand what you mean.
Well, you will not understand. Anyway, your daughter called me last night.
Helen called you? What did she tell you?
Are you trying to tell me that you do not understand why Helen called me? Are you claiming ignorance of what she's going through? If that's the case, I will simply conclude that you're a liar.
Excuse me. Hello, Your Excellency, sir.
One moment.
Wait! Are you not going to have your breakfast?
I'm not hungry. I'll get something to eat when I get to work.
Wait! If you don't start in time to drop this your new life of drunkenness, I'll be left with no other option than to write to your alma mater and tell them that you are now a drunk.
Oh, really? And how is that my business? Huh? Do I drink with their money? Or do they put food on my table?
You are where you are today because of the certificate they gave to you. And you owe it to them to live up to the high moral values they imbibed in you. Don't get me busy, because if you do, you'll not like what you get.
Wait. Hold on, Madam Selena. Hang on.
What did you just call me? Did you call me Madam Selena?
Hang on. Are you actually talking about moral values? Because as far as I'm concerned, you have no qualification whatsoever to talk about moral values. None.
My goodness. What are you trying to say? That I am morally bankrupt? My God. Is this what drunkenness has made of you? You are now raining abuses on your mother?
Well, I'm not even done yet, Mother. You are no longer an active member of CWO in St. Andrew's Parish. Can you tell me why?
My goodness. Who have you been listening to?
Let me tell you this. It is never too late to start something noble. Stop living under the illusion that all is well because of the millions you have at your disposal. The way you are seen by people, by outsiders, the world, it matters a lot. The reason they asked you to leave the CWO, it borders on morals. And I can tell you this. Mother, Madam Selena, it is never too late to retrace your steps. Never too late. I'm off to work.
What about the love? What about the promises? What about trust? What about the love? What about the promises? What about the love? What about the promises?
Is anything the matter?
Mrs. Aura?
Yes?
I brought you here because I wanted us to talk one-on-one.
Then let's go inside.
We surely cannot talk here.
No, my dear. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Mrs. Ora,
yes.
You are a member of the ESCO of our organization.
Yeah.
You are also a member of the decision-making team that expelled me from our organization.
I'm not comfortable with
I want to ask you just one question. Mrs. Ora, what is your business with the private life of members of this organization?
I'm not comfortable with your tone. And you're sounding as if you are not ready to reconcile with your husband.
The problem I have with you women is that you are not objective in your reasoning at all. Why are you people concerned about reconciliation when you have not asked what led to the separation?
Are you not the one we asked to explain why you left your husband? And you refuse to talk. See, divorce or separation may be tradition to other people, but the church is against it. We, the mothers, are committed to the total protection of the doctrine. So try and reconcile with your husband so that other women will not see anything to gossip about.
Let me ask you, do you think I am bothered about your gossips? Huh? You know why I called you out? Because I know you can always talk to them. I want you to go back and talk to those women. Tell them that I said that they should mind their damn businesses. I will not have anybody poke into my family. I will not.
Do you think of your children at all, Madam Selina?
What do you mean by that?
All the actions we take as parents have replication effects on our children. Don't do it for your husband. Don't do it for yourself. Just do it for your children. There are some women out there swallowing shit from their husbands just because of their children. Children are the greatest gift that you can receive from God. Try and reconcile with your husband. Any decision you take in this life, try and remember your children. Madam Selina, this is my advice to you. I'm going in.
Is this the cross I have to bear as a woman? Everybody's asking me to solve the problem that Athan Obiokoye created. Chief Athan Obiokoye, had it been I knew that you were this heartless, I would not have married you in the first place.
Dad, what are you doing here and what do you want from me?
Sir Brown just left my house now. What did you tell him?
I told him something I wanted you to hear. Sir Brown is the only sincere friend you have. He's very thorough and honest. So I wanted him to tell you everything that I told him to.
I can't believe this. So you are confirming to me that you called my friend to discuss my family. What has come over you?
I am very sorry, Dad, but this madness has to stop.
What do you call madness? If you call this madness, what would you call what your mother did to me?
Exactly what I asked him to ask you. I mean, what has she done that is so difficult for you to forgive, forget, and talk about? What?
I want you to listen to me, Helen. I have called Camaritos authors. They are going to be here anytime before noon.
Dad, I have no business with that auto company. So, what are they coming for?
They are coming with your new car. They are going to exchange your old car for the new one. I have paid for everything. I want you to be happy.
Dad, what am I using a new car for? I do not need a new car, okay? All I need from you is to reconcile with your wife. That's all I ask for.
Are you telling me to my face that you have rejected a car I bought for you in love?
I'm sorry, Father. All these years, I wanted my happiness back. I wanted to be fulfilled as a woman. All I want from you right now is to call your wife and ask her to go to lunch with you. That's all I want.
Over my dead body. Look, I came here first of all to ask you to stop discussing our family with outsiders. And secondly, that you are still my daughter and I will always love you. Have a good day.
What is so difficult? This madness has to stop. It has to.
Please, to the best of my knowledge, this is the first time you're entering my compound. And why are you not willing to come inside? And you're looking at me as if I have done something wrong? What did you tell my son? Excuse me? I don't understand what you mean by that. Did your son tell you that I told him anything?
One thing I cannot take from you is to look down on me. You connive with other women to expel me from CWO. I said nothing. I decided to pick the bits and pieces of my broken life. I stayed away from your organization. Now you have gone ahead to feed my son with lies. Now listen to me. If you don't stay away from me, you will regret the day you were born.
It is possible that your son may have confronted you. Based on what you know about me, then now you concluded that I am the one that opened up to him. No, I am not.
You're now denying that you are not the one. What do you take me for? $1 that you can take for granted?
Go back to your son. Press him harder to tell you whom he discussed with. If there is anything he knows, I am not the one that told him that.
Are you sure of what you're saying?
Yes. Mrs. Ora, that you know, I'm not a busybody. I have never held any meeting with your son. And he never called me on phone before. If there is anybody that told him anything, go and trace the person. I am not the one.
Has not been talking to him. Then who has he been listening to? Eh? Who is the woman that told my son that I was expelled by CWO? What's her business? And what does she want from my family? Eh?
Chief Okoye, I'm sorry to call you back, Chief. I know you asked me to give you 2 days. But I want you to understand that we are having pressure from Ministry of Housing. We have to start something immediately.
Well, I am not against you starting anything. You made me an offer and I made you a counter offer. So it's up to you to decide.
I quite agree with you, Chief. But the amount you're asking me to pay is not feasible. We all are into this government contract and you know how it works. We cannot just pay the amount you're asking for.
How much did I call?
500 million naira. That's on the high side.
Jeremy, I want you to understand that I spent almost 600 million. Now I am asking you to pay me 500 million. You will agree with me that I'm running at a loss of almost 100 million. What else do you want me to do for you?
Chief, listen, let it not sound as if I'm being difficult. I will pay the sum of 450 million.
Okay, on that note of your accepting to pay 450 million, I can say we have a deal.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're always welcome. Prepare your draft. Get your lawyers to prepare the agreement and the memoranda. My lawyers will need to see what you prepared before we settle down to sign.
The instruction will be given immediately after this phone call. Please, Chief Okoye, tell your lawyers to step down from all their legal actions against my company. Tell them we have a meeting point.
Oh, leave that to me.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Father, you see, this business was concluded in your office and in your presence. It means that you are indirectly part of this business. You see, the moment this amount hits my account, I will buy you a car.
With all due respect, Chief Okoye, I have not called you in here to discuss about your millions. I called you to discuss about your family.
Okay, what about my family?
Pope John Paul II referred to the family as a micro-church.
Okay.
The family has head, body, and members. I am not impressed the way you abandoned your family for the things of the world.
Father, you are talking as if someone from my family has discussed something with you.
Your daughter, she was here yesterday in tears. She narrated what happened to her in Omona Kingdom, where she went to be introduced to the king. I want to know what you are going to do about our problem.
Thank you for being bothered about my family. But let me tell you right away that the problem in my family is not different from problems in other people's families. I am going to solve the problem.
Chief Okoye, I am interested in knowing exactly what you want to do.
Father, I want you to trust me. I know exactly what to do.
Hello? I'm coming over to the house this minute. I need to take you somewhere to talk.
I'm just coming to the house too, and I don't think I want to go to any other place today.
Mom, listen. This thing involves our family, and I want you to understand that we need the family, okay?
Are you confirming to me that the issue you want us to discuss is about the family that your father destroyed? Eh? Your father is the one that you should take to anywhere and discuss whatever. Don't call me.
Listen. Mom, I was with Father Silas yesterday.
What? So it is Father Silas that I've been telling you that I have problem with members of CWO?
You mean you have problems with the members of the CWO? Why?
Do you want to tell me that you don't know anything about it?
How am I supposed to know anything? Nobody tells me anything. Nobody explains anything to me. Wait, seriously? So you have problem with a very important, august Christian body? You have problems with them?
What did Father Silas tell you?
Okay, fine. I can discuss it over the phone. I am coming to you right now to talk about it, okay? Yeah, bye.
My God. What did she tell Father Silas and what did he tell her?
Aside from her being expelled from the women's meeting, is there any other reason as to why you vehemently kick against my relationship with Anthony?
Oh. You mean to say that you are comfortable being a daughter-in-law to a woman that was expelled by the CWO?
Mother, I have discussed this issue with my fiancé, and he says the problem his parents have is just a minor family misunderstanding. For goodness sakes, Mother, I am marrying Anthony. I'm not getting married to his parents.
When you talk like that, you get me angry. And see, let me tell you something. I will never allow you to make a fool of this family.
Wait. Mother. So, if I marry Anthony, the son of Chief Atan Okoye, that will be me making a fool out of this family?
I'm not one of those women that money moves. What counts to me is integrity. And as long as I'm not seeing that in that family, you must cancel every of your dreams of getting married into that family.
Well, I brought you out here to tell you about my father.
I need to come to that. So what is it about your father you want us to discuss?
Well, my father is about to remarry.
What did I just hear you say?
Well, I can see that you're very hurt by that information. You don't even want to hear that my father is with another woman. Why would you encourage something that you hate?
Honey, you're talking as if you're a medical doctor. Are you one?
No. I am not a medical doctor, but all I know is that I love my wife very well. And I have read a lot of medical journals in respect of this pregnancy. Okay? And I have come to know that slow downs, at least once a day, is healthy for a pregnant woman. Yes.
Honey, someone told me that men from your land are not contented with their wives. Is it true?
I don't know who told you that. That is about the most distorted conclusion I have ever heard in my life.
They equally said that once I come of age, that you will leave me and marry another woman. Is it true?
Wait. Who is that idiot? I mean, who is that animal that is feeding my wife with highly erroneous information about my people? Who is that nincompoop? Who is that? Tell me.
Honey, and I am not bothered with what people say. You are the one I'm married to. And whatever you say is what I believe. I believe you.
No, baby, why are you sounding like this? Why? You know I love you with all my life. Okay? You know what? Just, I want you to look into my eyes. Look into my eyes very well. I'm going to prove those lousy informants wrong. Okay? Baby, I love you immensely. I love you. Just understand that. I love you. And on the sacredness of this pregnancy, I swear, I'm not going to leave you for another woman. No matter what happens, as long as you live, I'm not going to desire another woman. Okay? I enter this oath willingly because I love you. I love you. And I want you to understand that I am fully committed to every bit of what I've just said. Please.
I love you the more.
Thank you.
And I give you the same oath.
Okay.
As long as you live, I will never ever love another man.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I love you.
No, you cannot live like that. You cannot leave, please. Please, I beg you, Please. Sit down. Thank you.
What will I be doing here? Huh? Adhan is planning to remarry? He has betrayed the sacredness of the oath we shared.
No, Mother. Mother, I beg you, please don't go. Mom, please sit down, all right? I'm begging you, don't even stand. Listen, I've not even told you what I came here to tell you.
Ever since I separated from my father, I have never cheated on him. I have men in their numbers asking me out. Some are even asking me to marry them. But I turned all of them down because of the oath I shared with them. Now, that is deserving to marry another woman. So, what? He has destroyed the oath we shared.
How would you react if I tell you that you're just flaring up for nothing?
What do you mean I am flaring up for nothing?
I came here to prove a point to you. I came to prove to myself that you still love my father. And I am so glad and happy that I proved it. You still love him, so why are you acting this way? You love my father.
I am doing everything possible to understand you now.
Well, I don't know the oath you share with my father. But one thing I know for sure is that he loves you so much and he has been very faithful to you.
Are you now telling me that your father is not planning to remarry as you said before?
No, he's not. Mom, I live with my father. I cook for my father. I know my father inside out. My father loves you and he has never been with another woman. Mom, I beg you. I beg you so much, please. Reconcile with him. I beg you, please.
Tell me the truth. Was it your father that initiated this game, or are you trying to play on your mother's intelligence?
No, Mother, no. I can never, ever play on your intelligence. It's out of it. And Mom, you're a very intelligent woman. I can't do that. Well, I came here to tell you the honest truth. You love my father. My father loves you. And you both have lived for each other. I know throughout these years, you've played into the hands of the devil. And you got separated. But Mom, listen. I beg you with everything I have. Please reconcile with my father and forgive him of all his shortcomings. Please. You are his shadow. And without him, you are nothing.
Your father is the problem. I have never been and will never be.
Mom.
That's surprising to me.
You cannot sit like this and not drink anything. Let me offer you something to drink.
Oh. Well, I'm kind of surprised at this sudden hospitality, as it were. But I know you didn't call me here to come and drink, to come and eat. And I also know that from the sound of your voice, when you invited me, there was a problem. That's what I want to hear.
Anyway, see, I feel that I am gradually losing my daughter. And anytime I feel this way, I feel as if I am going to die the next hour.
You have a point. You have a valid point there, Athan. You see, Helen has come of age. She's ripe for marriage. And suitors are coming from every angle already. That means that in no time she would leave you. She will leave you, of course, and join the man that she truly loves as her husband. Now, what would you do? You just have to wake up.
Are you telling me to my face that there is a man a daughter can love more than me?
You know, the way you talk these days, I look at you and I see a man that is traumatized. Are you now going to suggest that she marries you? Of course it's not possible. You see, all of this trauma started when you allowed your wife to leave this house. Athan, I want you to bring her back. I want you to bring your wife back and get back your life. I am sure that if she comes back to this house, all of what you're going through, the stress, the pain, they will all disappear. And as my friend who has called me and confided in me, I want you to promise me that you're going to give this a second thought.
Sabra.
My daughter, how are you?
Well, I must admit that there are so many things that I'm not comfortable with. I'll call you tomorrow.
See what I mean? What's her problem?
Are you asking me?
This is not doing me any good. All my dreams are gone. My hope and future is shattered. Please tell me what to do. Just because of a broken relationship, I've never heard.
Something is bothering my daughter and I want to hear it.
Oh, please, I beg you. Don't call me that anymore.
Call you what?
Your daughter.
If I should not call you my daughter, which is what you are, what then should I call you?
Dad, some men are out there praying to God for a family. Father, go to the monastery. You will see millionaires like yourself climbing the mountains on their knees and asking God for just a child. You have a family. You should be committed to your family and be responsible for them.
Are you saying that I am not a responsible father to you?
Well, since you have refused to solve the problem, Mommy has accepted to solve the problem. For once in my life, I have actually felt a glimmer of fulfillment.
I don't understand what you mean. What is your mother planning to do?
My mother is planning to remarry.
What did I hear you say?
Yes, you heard me right, Father. Well, Father, as you have refused to be the father to Anthony and I, maybe when my stepfather comes in, he will eventually become my father and he will make us one big happy family.
I love you immensely. I love you. Just understand that. I love you. And on the sacredness of this pregnancy, I swear, I'm not going to leave you for another woman. No matter what happens, as long as you live, I'm not going to desire another woman.
How would she elect to betray the sacred oath we share together?
Well, Father, I know nothing about this oath you both share together. But I know something. You have not created a life around it. Father, you so frustrated my mother and she went ahead with this plan. I live with you in this house and I know for sure that you don't bring women into this house, but I can never tell what you do when you go out.
So are you now accusing me of infidelity?
Father, You are a man and you are a millionaire. You can afford any 5-star hotel and lodge a girl there, leave her there, then come back here and play the sense. I mean, where is my mother in all this? Huh? You abandoned the poor woman and you expect her to be a nun all her life?
Now, Helen, listen to me. I have never cheated on your mother. And I have never desired another woman because of the sacred oath we shared in love. For her to think of another man now has betrayed whatever we shared, and posterity will judge her harshly.
Father. I want my lovely father to give me a peck.
You have never asked for a peck in a long time.
Well, Father, I have a confession to make.
Confession?
Yes.
Okay.
I made up all the stories. Yes. I just wanted to be sure that you still love my mother.
Do you mean to tell me that your mother is not planning to marry another man?
No, she's not planning to remarry. Not at all. Well, I told my mother the same thing. Oh my God. She almost went crazy. You know, Father, honestly, I mean, this all-important oath that no one is wanting to reveal the contents. But I know something for sure. You love my mother and she loves you so much. Why can't you just end this madness and come back together as one big happy family?
I would have been the king of Udenka Kingdom. Your mother made it impossible.
That is why we are asking you how. But you have refused to tell us anything. You won't talk, Mommy will not talk. Then how do we know the problem?
Look, my daughter, I will allow you to go and sleep now. I agree, I love your mother still. But I will not bring her back to this house.
I have always known you to be a very intelligent man. And I didn't mean to play on your intelligence, okay? Dad, I want to tell you a honest truth, okay? I know you love my mother, and she loves you back. She loves you so much. I beg you with everything I have that I'm begging you on my knees, okay? I'm begging you.
Get up.
Whatever she has done to you, whatever she has done to you, please forgive her, okay? I'm begging you, forgive my mother, okay? I mean, I know that she's your shadow, and without her, you're nothing.
Go to bed now. I'll think about what you said.
Daddy, please think about it, okay?
Good night, my daughter. Good.
Welcome, son. How was work today? Anthony, I'm talking to you. Why won't you answer me?
Alright, if you really want to know. Work was fine.
Come on, son. What has come over you? Did anyone provoke you at work today, or have you gone back to drinking alcohol?
Son. Son. You know, when you call son, I look around to see who you're calling son. Because it can hardly be me.
What has come over these children? What have I done to them? Eh? Why are they treating me like this?
What about the love? What about the promises? What about trust? What about the love? What about the promises? What about
What was that rubbish you said out there?
Mother, please, I beg you not to disturb me. I had a very long day at work, stressful day. Please, just let me be.
What do you mean by you can hardly be my son? Have you ever in any way denied the fact that I am your mother?
If you believe, think or feel that in any way you are my mother, then you should treat me the way a mother should treat a son.
Have I ever treated you any other way?
You should ask yourself that question, mother. I was practically raised by a single mother, even when I have a father. And the reason is that my said mother cannot discipline herself enough to submit to the authority of a husband. Ah!
How dare you? How dare you talk to me in that manner? I carried you in my womb for 9 months and suffered the pains of labor in the labor room. Then talk to me like that. And I will do it over and over again if you don't keep your mouth shut this minute. Your father was the one that caused the whole trouble. He was the one that ruined what we shared. It was your father who triggered up the separation. I have never as much as opened my mouth against your father. I have never opened my mouth to raise my voice against your father. And you open your mouth here to accuse me of not submitting under the authority of my husband.
Then, mother, you should go and ask him for forgiveness.
Ask him for forgiveness for what? Do you know what transpired between your father and I?
And how the hell am I supposed to know, mother? How will I know when no one has been civilized enough to tell me? In the absence of credible information, I will be forced to believe whatever my instinct tells me.
Will you go and shower and come out for your dinner? Nonsense.
Hello, my sweet.
Hello. Where are you?
I'm home. Got back. Took a shower. How did it go?
It went really well. Our plan is working so well. It is now clear to me that they are both in love.
Sorry, my sweet, but that is not the aim of the game. Of course I know they're still in love. They're just... I don't know. They're just full of ego. The plan is to break them and make them come back together.
I know the plan, okay? Yes, I know it. And listen, it's working so well. You know, it's a gradual process. Yes, let me tell you something. When I told Dad that Mom was about to remarry, oh my God, he was so angry. Oh God. But it just made me understand that he doesn't want any man near her.
So why can't he just reconcile with her and end this rubbish?
We are still in the first phase. We have the third and the fourth phase. By the time we get there, I mean, they won't have a choice than to come back together.
Where are you as we speak?
Well, I'm in my room, on my bed. Oh God, I'm about going to sleep. Have you eaten?
I want to start avoiding her meals. I feel that will contribute to the process.
I know that you want this thing to work out well, but please, I beg you, from my sisterly heart, please, eat something. Don't go to bed on empty stomach, okay?
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. You take care of yourself. Sleep well.
Good night, my brother. I love you. Anthony, the game planner.
She deserves more than this. She's a wonderful woman, no doubt. But she failed to tell me the truth about herself. Her carelessness cost me the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be king. I don't want her around me, even when I know that I love her immensely. My children have given me her mobile number, and I'm sure she has mine. But why hasn't she called me? Should I call her and ask her to forgive what happened? No, that would be cheap. She would think I'm a weakling. What if I had my caller ID and call her to know how she sounds now, that would be childish. I don't know what to do.
My children see me as arrogant, proud and big-headed. They believe that we are where we are because I have not submitted under their father's authority. Is that ever possible? They are right. Ever since they gave me his mobile number, I've never called him to at least say hi. That's egotistical on my part. Should I call him this night? At least for the sake of our children. No, I won't call him. He will think I'm begging him, and he will begin to feel too important. Withheld number. Hello. Hello, who's on the line? This is Madam Selina. Hello?
Selina, my love. Why are we so close, yet so separated?
This very establishment is for better, for worse. And how come your partner is now a stranger to you? Are you happy with the crack in this relationship?
I'm so happy to see you. Look at my little girl. Is now a big girl. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Your juice.
Auntie, thank you so much. Auntie, I'm here for something very serious.
And what could it be?
You know, ever since my parents separated, my father employed you to be a nurse until my adulthood.
You're right. In fact, your father was a wonderful man. And he made my job so easy for me by providing virtually everything I requested for his daughter.
Mrs. Umejusi, I beg you, please. I mean, I know that you hold my father in high esteem, but I'll really appreciate it if you don't eulogize him before me.
Could you please tell me what the problem is? Because you can't sit down here and talk about your father like that.
I'm sorry, but he gave me reasons to. I mean, ever since I was a child, I thought you were my mother. Until I grew up and it later dawned on me that you were just employed to take care of me.
Helen, what is troubling you, my child? What is it?
I want my parents to reconcile. Auntie, I know that you're the only family friend we have. And I also know that my father listens to you. Auntie, I beg you.
Here we are.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That is $500,000 naira. I am certain that will take care of your problem. Do realize that you are part of this family. So feel free to come to me with anything you think I can provide.
Chief, thank you so much. You've not only saved a soul, you've saved an entire family. God bless you. Thank you.
Yes. And tell your husband that I have not forgotten his request. The Ministry of Defense is one of the most difficult ministries in this country. I don't personally have anything to do with them. And tell him that I am exploring all my contacts to make sure that I solve his problem.
Thank you, Chief. You've done enough already. But I know that my husband will understand. We are so grateful. Thank you. Chief, please There's one more favor I need from you. It's your wife.
What about my wife?
Chief, is it not time you forgive and reconcile with your wife? I am not happy that you live in this house all alone, whereas you have an excellent wife God provided for you. Chief, you're a great man. And I know that you'll be greater if you have a woman by your side that would nurture the man in you. Please, I beg you, have a rethink. Please.
Have you finished?
Chief, you sound as if you're angry with me.
Look, if not for one thing, I would have thrown you out of this house violently. How can you open your mouth and ask me to reconcile with my wife? Do you know what led to our separation? I would advise you not to go there. Don't you ever get me angry.
I'm sorry, Chief.
Auntie, why are you not saying anything?
Because I tried it once. It nearly caused a free-flowing relationship between your father and I. And I promised never to get him angry again.
What do you mean by you tried it once?
Helen, whatever it is that led to their separation is so strong. And each time I mention about reconciliation, he gets so angry.
My father once told me that my mother ruined his chances of emerging the king of Udenke Kingdom. So I went to Udenke Kingdom to verify. I spoke to the king, and nobody seemed to understand what he's talking about. Auntie, I am still single because all the suitors that came from my hand in marriage backed off when they heard I was from a broken home.
I know you can't say a thing like that. You have wonderful parents that love each other so much.
And if they love each other, someone should sit them down and tell them that couples that love each other stay together, they live under the same roof together. They claim to love each other, yet they are separated. I don't understand it.
Helen, that is why we should continue to pray for them. Whatever that led to their separation is stronger than you and I. We need God's intervention. All we can do is to remember them in our daily prayers. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. There is nothing that God cannot do. With prayers, they will come back together. Okay? Come on. God will do it.
I was just imagining if something had actually happened to you here, and I have to go back to Nigeria and tell them that Sheila died.
Who's there? Hold on, please.
Oh, good afternoon, Ma.
Who are you, please?
My name is Lynn, and I'm here to say Auntie.
You're here to see my son, Anthony?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
I'm his fiancée.
Anthony has never told me he has any fiancé anywhere. And I'll tell you why immediately. Because he cannot present a tramp like you to me as his fiancé.
Madam, I'm sorry. I have not done anything wrong to deserve that kind of insult from you.
Would you want to live on your own, or would you want me to throw you out?
I don't have what it takes to square up to a big woman like you. And I'll leave. But even as I leave, do realize that your son, Anthony, and I are in love. And we've decided to make a family with each other, with or without the CWO.
Wait a minute. Did you say CWO? What do you mean by with or without CWO?
The only reason my mother refused to bless my relationship with Anthony is because she seriously kicks against me having a mother-in-law who was kicked away from the CWO. But regardless, Anthony and I love each other enough to still go ahead, get married, raise a family with or without the said CWO.
Wait a minute. Who is your mother?
I see you're tensed already. It's so glaring. But I don't wish to discuss any further till you calm down. And to answer your question, my mother is a big woman like you. I'll come back when you invite me. I know you'll invite me.
Wait a minute. Now I know. So, it was her mother that told Anthony that I was expelled from CWO. Who could her mother be?
Who's that?
The one you saved as your love. She's been calling consistently.
Sorry. Hey, sexy, what's up?
Is this some form of conspiracy or what?
I don't get you. What's wrong?
Can you swear on anything that you still love me?
I'm not just going to swear on anything. I will swear on my life. That I love you with all my heart. I love you immensely.
Where are you as we speak?
I'm at Power Place Gymnasium. That's where I work out.
I'm coming there right away.
Wait, hang on. Is that a problem?
I am coming to Power Place immediately to see you. I need to talk to you face to face.
Do you think I will allow you to make a fool of yourself in this time?
Excuse me, Ma. I don't know what you mean by that.
What it means, my dear, is that you're not going anywhere today.
Mom, don't you think you're taking this too far?
Taking what far? I am not taking anything too far. It's you who is not using her common sense. And I want to prove to you that common sense is not as common as people tend it to be. You're my daughter for goodness sake. And I'm going to make you use your common sense.
What do you want from me?
My dear, I listened to your telephone conversation. And I know you're going to see that young man. See, go back into the house and remove all this nonsense on you and realize that today is Saturday where every responsible woman, for goodness sake, stays back at home and do their work.
Mother, I woke up by 4:30 a.m. this morning. I've done all there is to do. Why are you stopping me from going out to see your friend?
Hello, ma.
Don't allow Lynn to leave this compound today. Lock up that gate.
Noted, ma. Ma, is that a problem?
Do what you were told.
Okay, ma.
And you, don't you dare me.
Is it because
because I decided to live with her here just to show that I'm still responsible? Why is she treating me like a schoolgirl?
You're looking at me as if you don't believe what I told you over the phone.
I wouldn't invite you to my house if I don't believe you. My daughter has told me so much about you, and I know the noble effort you made to shape her life. I invited you to at least say thank you to you. Please come and sit down.
Thank you very much. But I'm here for a different reason.
I know why you're here, but I'm pleading with you to please forget it. Chief Obi is your boss, and if you must discuss his family, I suggest you go back to him.
I'm not here to discuss his family. I'm here to discuss the way forward for this family.
What did my daughter tell you?
You know exactly what she told me. And if you were in her shoes, you'd do the same thing. The life of a woman is like a flower. It does not shine forever. That young girl needs all the support we can give her for her to move forward.
But I've always been supportive of my daughter.
You know exactly what I'm saying. You coming together with her father will go a long way to create a blissful future for that girl. Please give it a thought, I beg you.
Are you leaving immediately?
You're so lucky to have such a responsible, intelligent girl. Please, try and reconcile with her father. If not for any other thing, for that little girl's sake. I beg you.
Chief Obi is the man. He should come to me. I didn't leave him. He left me. And if he wants the family to come back together, he should be the one to initiate the process.
That's why they are rich.
Well, now, seriously speaking, do you really understand what your children are demanding from you?
They are demanding that I reconcile with their mother. Yes.
Oh, so you know that? Of course. So can you tell me what exactly is preventing you from doing just that?
Come. What is your interest in this, Brown?
My interest is your happiness. I know you're not a happy man. You know that I know that you're not a happy man. Why don't you just step down from your high horses and bring this woman back here?
Look, I want to end this lingering madness. Selena is history as far as I'm concerned.
No. Selena is not history. Everyone around us knows that Selena is not history. She is a cardinal part of your life. See, Ethan, why don't you just bring this woman back home? Bring her back home and make your children happy.
That is the last thing I will ever do. Do you know what she made me go through?
Whatever she must have done is not too big to forgive.
No, this one is too big. And let me warn you immediately. If you keep raising this issue anytime you come here, I may be forced to instruct my gate man not to open that gate for you anytime you come here.
You go that far?
Okay.
Anyway, you see, I am praying for you. I am praying that you come to your senses as quickly as possible before it becomes too late. I'll see you soon.
Wait, let me understand this.
Am I in some form of bondage or what in my mother's house? Why would you lock the gate?
Who am I to do that? It was your mother that asked me to lock up the gate so that you won't go out.
And why would you obey such instruction? Am I a child? Am I a child that should be guided in everything she does? Look, I don't want to fall out with you. Don't try me, oh. Just get up now and open the gate.
Auntie, I don't want to fall out with anybody. I'm just a gate man here. It was Madam that asked me to lock up the gate. Now I want to go out. Tell Madam to call me so that I will open the gate for you.
Look, shut up, Joe. Shut up and open the gate. I don't have time. I have to go.
Just call Madam so that you call me for me to open the gate for you. I can't disobey my Madam. No be your mama. Call her now.
Hello? Hello, baby.
I'm trying to tell you that I'm done. I'm done here and I want to leave, so where are you?
You will not believe what I'm about to tell you. My mother overheard my phone conversation with you and now she ordered the gate man to lock me inside.
Lock the gate. Why?
Because she wouldn't want me to see you. And now I'm actually standing by the gate, talking to the stubborn rookie to open the gate and he won't open it.
Okay. Alright, so what do we do now?
I don't know. I actually wanted to see you and tell you that I went to the house and your mother embarrassed me.
My mother embarrassed you? Why? Why would she do that? But based on what?
She called me a tramp and asked me to leave her house.
Oh, Jesus. What is wrong with Madame Selena? What is wrong with her?
Honey, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm starting to see why your mother was dismissed from the CWO meeting. She doesn't address people like a Christian woman.
Oh. Sweetheart, look, you just have to pardon her. My mother was never like this. I don't know where this is coming from.
You know, just try and see me later. Let's talk about it. Hopefully, stubborn rookie here will open the gate for you when you come.
All right, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But just know that from here, I am really sorry for what happened. I am so sorry. Right? And I love you. I will see you soon. I love you very much.
Okay, baby.
If you want me to open the gate for him, just tell him to call Madam so that Madam will instruct me to open the gate for her.
The caller must be the one you called your love. What does she want from you?
Hey. I don't get it. Why are you monitoring me? I mean, why are you so concerned about what my fiancé is telling me? Why are you making it your business?
Because I know that woman is not the one that loves you the most. There are other women who love you, that understands the magic of submitting to a man. Marriage survives when men marry the woman that loves them the most. Choose the one that loves you and marry. I'm not the one that keeps calling you every 30 minutes just to monitor your life. That one is called stress. Nothing but stress. Stay away from stress. It will do you a lot of good. Stay away from stress.
Just a secretary here in the gym. I've never told her anything that suggests I want her, so why would she call me her man?
I am sorry, Father. I had an urgent call and needed to attend to something that may damage if left unattended to. I am sincerely sorry.
You may be seated.
Thank you, Father.
I want to be left alone with my son.
Father, I don't understand the setting. Why would you leave the throne to sit down here meant for the commoners?
This is the throne of our ancestors. And if I close my eyes in death and join my ancestors, you will sit on this same throne as the king. This is on the condition that I declare you the crown prince and heir apparent to the throne.
You scared me with those words of yours. You sound as if you're going to join your ancestors so soon.
People don't know when it happens these days. Why are you not willing to make me happy by showing me the woman that will be the next queen?
Oh, Father. Father, I have already presented you with the woman that I intend getting married to. It is you who has refused to approve of her.
The woman you brought here is not qualified to become the queen in Umuna Kingdom. She is a product of a broken marriage.
Father, that's not what you're thinking. The relationship between our parents is still very much intact. It has not broken down completely. They are still in love and have value for each other as man and wife would do. The only problem they have is the pride.
Pride! That pride is what I hate. If she is able to get the parents together again, she still stands the opportunity of becoming the next queen of the kingdom.
Father, I would like to get this clear. Is your promise that if we are able to bring back our parents together, that you will give her your blessings as my wife? Is that it, Father?
If I confirm that the parents are living together again as one, then I will make a case with the elders in council. I have veto as the king, but I hate using that veto. I can tell you I have not used that veto before. If I confirm, I will make a case with the elders in council and leave them to take a decision.
Father, I must admit that this meeting is quite interesting and I love it.
Do not count your chicks before the eggs are hatched. I sit here in my throne room and I can see a very stubborn couple. If I close my eyes in death and that declaration was not made, the elders in council will ask another family to present the next king. And if this happens, always remember that you are the reason the crown left this family.
Now this is tough. Should I leave Helen and go for another woman? This will solve the problem for me. But wait a minute. Is it right for me to leave such a noble woman?
Good day, Your Majesty.
Oh, my prince, how are you?
I'm fine, Your Majesty.
Have you had lunch?
Yes, I just finished my lunch.
All right.
Actually, I came to discuss something important with you.
Oh, okay. What is it? Tell me.
Today is your birthday. But you're not even thinking about it. Neither do you want to celebrate it.
You see, my dear, I wonder why you picked that, but I see birthday as every other day that comes and goes. Nothing special.
But you're celebrating mine.
Yes, I do, because it's your right. My parents celebrated mine, but as I grew up, I realized that it's just a total waste of time and resources. Let's talk less about birthday and talk about something more important.
Something important like what?
My dear, like love. Undiluted love, my son.
This is why I always miss my mother. She was a saint. She saw this coming and advised me beforehand. Helen is a woman that I love. I cannot be intimidated by tradition, no. I cannot be intimidated by my father and the other men. I must go for true love. Yes, I must go for the woman that I love.
Anthony, do you know what the time says? It's after 11 and you were still out late? No, seriously, Anthony, we were not trained to crawl at night, okay? We need to start going.
Don't tell me you're still thinking about their likes and dislikes.
Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to Madam Selina and the almighty Chief NDUBUISI, our parents. Don't tell me you're still thinking about living the way they want us to live. Because I'm not.
Anthony, are you the one talking? Or is the drink that is talking? Huh? Both, right? So what are you talking about now?
You know why I call you my sweet?
Why?
I'll tell you.
Oh, no, stop it. Stop it.
I call you my sweet because I love you. Because deep down here, deep down, I love you as a sister. Ever since I was born, I've never asked you to do anything for me. I never asked you a favor. Never. This is the first time, the very first time I'm going to ask you to do something for me. So please, please don't say no.
Okay. What may that be?
I got a duplex this evening. As we speak, the interior decorators, they're still fixing it up, doing everything to get it up to standard. Bottom line, I'm leaving Madam Selina. And I want you to come with me.
No, no, seriously, you're not serious, right? No, you want me to leave my father? Yes. Are you joking?
Of course I'm not joking. I'm not joking, I'm serious. Look, this is not the game. Listen. Can you just listen to me?
Okay, fine, I'm listening.
Fine. I have this whole thing worked out. These people are still feeling cool with themselves because every day they see us. Wait, calm down, let me hit the point. Every day you go back to our father. And I hang around, do my work, and at the end of the day, I go back to our mother. They still see us every day, so they feel everything is cool. But by the time we leave, we are going to create this huge vacuum, and trust me, these people will come back together.
No, listen to me, Anthony, listen to me, okay? I was with the priest this evening, and he told us to continue praying. You know, there is power in prayers. Miracles happen.
Helen, can you just forget about...
No.
Hey, listen to me. Forget about the priest and his prayers. We have been praying. This is the time for us to take the bull by the horn. Right? Look. Listen. This is not the drink now. I have enough money to take care of you. Do this for me. Come with me, please.
This was not our initial plan, okay? Our initial plan was not to leave them forever. Why are you saying all this? Is this the drink again?
It's not the drink.
Okay.
My fiancée came to see me this evening. Madam Selina asked her to leave.
No, she didn't. She did?
She called her a tramp. Then asked her to leave.
No. Wow. That's crazy. She actually called that a tramp to her face?
That is so crazy, right to her face. And I'm just thinking, why would she do that?
I know, that's not good.
But I have the answer. Of course she will do that because they see us every day. Listen, Do this for me. Work out this whole thing, move into a house. We are going to make these people heartbroken, and I'm sure they'll end up cutting out whatever the problem is, settle their differences, and come back together. Helen, don't argue with me. Do this for me, please.
I want to know. I want to know exactly what you're statement.
Exactly what you heard, Mother. I'm leaving your house. Period.
Why do you have to take such decisions? Is it because I asked your girlfriend to leave? Anthony, I am your mother, and I know what is best for you. That daughter of a gossip is not good enough for you.
Mother, I'm really not thinking about this. Honestly, that is not my problem. I know you're not thinking about my father because you have your son with you. I've been with you all these years. But it's all right. I'm about to create a vacuum. And I'm sure you'll feel this vacuum. And soon, you'll be looking for your house.
Anthony! This house is yours.
I know it's mine. And that is why, as you can see, I am virtually leaving with nothing. But you know, now that you stopped me, I'd like to ask you this. In all these years you spent living alone, what have you achieved? Tell me. Virtually nothing. So I think now is the ideal time for you to ask yourself some critical questions.
I made some horrid decisions in life. And the torment of such decisions still linger in my life till date. And I wouldn't want my son to be in that bracket.
Don't worry, Mother. My decision is well thought out. So I'm sure I will not regret anything.
Anthony, before you leave, I want to let you know that I am not the problem. Your father is the problem. If you want to find out the truth, I want you to invite your father and I to a meeting. Then you will discover that you have misunderstood your mother all this while.
Noted, Mother. Bye.
Chief Athan Obiokoli, will you ever bend? Will you ever realize that the family is the best thing he could ever have?
My one and only brother. I can't just leave him like that.
This is the very first time I'm asking you to do me a favor. And you just turned me down.
Oh, listen, you make me cry when you sound like this, okay? I am not turning you down. Listen, okay, and listen carefully. I can't just abandon him like that. I can't.
Why are you still bothered about him? Huh? Has he been a father to us? Listen, I want these people to feel the loneliness we have felt since we were kids. Helen, listen. I furnished your room. I even went out of my way to get you the most expensive waterbed, the exact type you saw in that furniture magazine. Please come over tomorrow, please.
Yes, I know all that, okay, thank you, but can you just give me one more week, all right, to finalize everything I'm planning?
And what are you planning?
Okay, listen, I will call you tomorrow to brief you accordingly. Trust me, what I'm planning right now will break him finally. Trust me.
All right, I can't say I know what you're planning, but I believe you, and I trust you. I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, brother. Okay, I've heard you.
Was that your brother you spoke to on the phone?
Yes, it was my brother.
I overheard you tell him that you are planning to break somebody. I hope it is not about me.
Dad, why would you think of something like that?
Well, he called me and said that he had moved into his own house and he would want you to join him there.
And what did you say?
Well, I told him he would be insane to think of separating you and I.
But Dad, you know eventually that I will leave you. When I get married, I will move in with my husband and I will eventually leave you.
Well, before that happens, I would have rearranged myself.
Dad, you asked for fruit salad. Do you still want it?
Yes, I still do.
Okay, do you want pawpaw or more of watermelon?
More of watermelon.
Okay.
Well, Helen, come. I want to tell you something. Please, do not work with your brother to break me. I love you with everything I have. And it will be tough, if not impossible, for me to live without you.
Okay, no problem.
This very establishment is for better, for worse. And how come your partner is now a stranger to you? Are you happy with the crack in this relationship? You better think twice and do the right thing.
Welcome, my daughter. My daughter, I'm so glad you came to see me this morning. Ever since your brother left me, life has been like hell. I don't know what I did to him that made him unleash such punishment against me.
Mom, Anthony wants you to feel lonely and remember that you have a husband. I now believe that loneliness can make some people think.
I can read from that conclusion of yours that you are also planning to leave your father so that your agenda of loneliness can work. I want you to realize that you are a woman. Please, I beg you, don't ever leave your father, because if you do, he will die.
Why are you so concerned about him when you don't want to reconcile with him?
I am very, very happy that you came to see me this morning, and I wouldn't want anything to ruin this meeting. What would you want to eat?
Mommy, I did not come here for food.
It's all right. I'm all ears. Let me hear you.
Well, something came up this afternoon. And I want you to meet somebody.
Who is it you want me to meet with?
Mommy, it is strictly business, okay? Something came up and it involves real money. And I cannot just sit and allow someone take up the deal. We'll be leaving at 4 o'clock and we are going in my car.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Okay. I have to go now. Okay, I have to run.
Let's go.
Okay, no problem.
My beautiful daughter that I'd never enjoyed.
This place is quite cozy.
Wonderful.
I have a wonderful daughter who wouldn't allow me to know a place like this. She cooks everything the way I want it.
Well, you have a wonderful daughter.
Yes.
She cooks exactly the way you want it. Overall, you are very proud of your daughter, aren't you? Why has it become very difficult for you to give that same daughter of yours that you say you're proud of, to simply give her what she has asked of you?
I hope you have not brought me here for your usual talk of reconciliation with Madam Selina.
And what is wrong with that? Tell me, Father, if you reconcile with your wife, will it stop you from being Chief Ethan Obiokwe? Why are you so stubborn, Father?
So this is your plan? You brought me here so that my boy, my son, will talk to me like a nobody.
God forbid that I talk to my father like a nobody. I will never do that. Ever. This is a serious meeting. And we hope that by the time we are done, we will find out who actually the problem is. So please, sit down, Father.
So, I want to understand why we are here. What is she doing here?
Daddy, why don't you allow her to sit down? And we all behave ourselves like some cultured, responsible, and educated people that we are. Father, this is a 5-star hotel, which we booked specifically for this meeting. Let us not embarrass ourselves.
So, what am I doing here?
Well, I beg to take my leave. I will call you tomorrow, okay?
Wait. I want you to listen to me. I will never, ever trust you again.
You see, your family is more important than all the trust you can ever give to me. I'll call you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. We brought both of you here so you can tell us why you cannot live as man and wife.
Well, your mother here, the acclaimed Madam Selina, should be the one to speak. That is, if she has the courage to speak up.
I do not lack courage. You are the one that doesn't have it. Tell them what transpired between both of us and why you murdered our relationship.
What nonsense relationship are you talking about? We never had any relationship because what we had was a farce.
The one you blew out of proportion. There are so many families that have the same problems like us, and yet they are still living together. You ruined everything.
Wait. We came here to solve a problem and to heal the wounds so we can be together as a family. That's what we're here for.
No. The wound cannot be healed until there's a sincere confession. Your father here is not even capable of making any confession to himself, let alone to all of you. Chief Atam Obiokwe is so full of himself. He doesn't even think about kindness to anyone.
Oh, the same kind of kindness you've been showing to our children all this while? Foolish woman. This useless woman I married does not believe in settlement. Look, if you want to settle between her and myself, you have to wait until both of us are dead. Then you will not bury us in one grave.
Wait, Dad. Dad, if you leave this meeting, I will move out from your house and move in with my brother.
And I must posit immediately that the future of this family will be defined here and now.
Okay.
Right now, today. I'm aware that Father Silas told you what Pope John Paul II said about the family. He said that the family is a micro-church which consists of the head, the body, and the members. With due respect to you, Chief Ethan Obiokwe, you are the head of this family. And if you cannot compose yourself and come to your senses to heal the wounds in this family, then I say to you, that is the door. Step out now.
What about the love? What about the promises? What about
you? I must admit that I wanted us to be together. But you've proved to be too reserved for my liking. And I decided to do business with you. So why are you not doing what you're supposed to do? Why?
You know, I've been holding this back. But at this point, I will say it. You are becoming a nuisance to me. Don't force me to involve the law.
When you threaten me with law, always remember we have no gay constables in this country. Our policemen love women, and that's why I like them. So you don't threaten a woman like me with the police, because I know the right man to spend the whole night with, and the next day you'll be in serious trouble.
All right. You've made your point. So what do you want from me?
As far as I'm concerned, your father has been humbled. He's been calling all the people that he needs to be called. He's calling all these people because you caught him below his belt. It is my idea and I must be paid for it.
And I am telling you that I will not pay you a dime. Because contrary to your claims, my mother is still separated from my father.
Oh yeah? But they're at the verge of coming back together.
And I insist they come back before I pay you anything. All right, fine. I will pay. Because I'm not...